Hey babies, what's up my darling MVPs, and how are you all doing? Welcome back to Sail with Mimi Shortly Mimi, where you get the gist. I see they do waiting. I see they hurt. Of course, you know there's no sleeping on a bicycle on this channel. If you snooze, you do what? You lose. Are you yet to subscribe to this channel? Or are you still sitting on a far long thing? Kindly pause right there, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. If not, tell me, how do you want to get the gist brewing from the cooking pot? Like, how do you want to get the gist? I see the hearts. So guys, we all know that it's almost eviction o'clock while we await the twist Lawrence and Big Brother team have for us, just like they've told us already that there is a twist brewing which we cannot wait to see. Yeah, of course, we all know the routine that every Sunday before the eviction show, the nominated housemates, would go to the diary room in their numbers, to have their final conversation with Big Brother. So who is that housemate that would be having their final conversation with Biggie? Is it gonna be Pale, Papa Ghost, Liema, Yolanda, or Mitch? Anyways, I think I know. Okay, Papa Ghost, let me just briefly say his own. He's just like, the thing he has learned on this show is to be true to himself, that whatever personality you put up there is what people would definitely think of you, that they would not really care to know you for yourself, and he said his fondest memory in Big Brother house was coming into the house to see other faces, having the opportunity to grace Big Brother's house. And then his second fondest memory should be when they had that talk show, that tax. Yeah, I think the tax, they were doctors, they have doctors and then others. I think that was actually an interesting one also. Okay, let's quickly run Pale's diary session. Okay, in Pale's diary session, she said her fondest memory was, in as much as they failed their wager, was the high tea tax, having to see some of the things she relates with, she resonates with, she tends to know her worth, like what she's capable of doing, seeing the flowers, housemates confiding in her on how they would arrange their stuff, have housemates, believing in her that she's capable of whatever that was being done that day, that it made her feel so special that she would never forget that day. And then also, so she said, Biggie asked her whom does she think will be leaving today? And she said, honestly, she cannot think of anyone else but herself, that she thinks she'll be leaving today, herself or Mitch. Biggie asked her whom will she miss? She said she's going to miss Sinaye. She's going to also miss Mark Jr. And then, last but not the least, that she's going to miss Big Brother's voice. So guys, the next person to, go to the diary room was Mitch. More guys, I keep telling you guys, Mitch is definitely a different person when he gets to the diary room. Boy is so confident, like super duper confident. In fact, let me tell you guys for free, he said he has a covenant with God that he is not going to leave here until the 9th or 10th week, so that he doesn't feel anyways, that he doesn't even feel like he is going home today, that he is so confident that he is going nowhere, that there are people who are inactive, that he is active in the house. When he said he was active in the house, I just paused for a moment to check, because I think this guy was one guy I think he's gonna be all over the place, but you barely see him in the house, guys. Like, let's be sincere now. I only enjoy him in the diary room. In the diary room, he gives me the version, he gives me Yolanda male version, because Yolanda is the best in the diary room. Like, I enjoy her diary session so much. So this boy actually have that Yolanda kind of personality, hence they resonate with each other, but he doesn't show himself like that. Anyways, he said he's not going anywhere, but do you think his covenant with God will stay true, or he's gonna be broken? We'll get to find out very soon. And he said for the housemates, he's gonna miss young Papi and of course surely Yolanda. Guys, it may seem as though this housemates really don't like young Papi, they really do like that dude. And then he also said his fondest memory is just the party, that once there is nomination and he is not up for nomination, the next thing that goes to his head is, oh, I can't wait for parties, so the biggest parties is the best. That was what he said according to him, and then he said he's a self-acclaimed MC, that he's enjoying himself, MC no pay, he enjoys his free MC job during the parties, And then what did he say? He said he has learned when to speak and not to speak, and when to not to pick on other people's battle. All right, guys, the next person was Liema. Liema's diary session, she said her fond moments were the task, that the tasks are her fond moment, that those are her fondest memories that she would have is for the tasks. And then she said the housemate she's gonna miss is Sinaye, Lerato, Young Papi again, and Taki. And she also said Jared last though. So these are the housemates she's gonna miss. So she was trying to think about it, and Biggie was like, are you trying to think about the name of the housemates you would pick? So she actually said the people that she thought would be leaving would be Pale and Yolanda. That Pale, because Pale is a bit laid back, and that she doesn't do really much in the house. And then while Yolanda sometimes can be a bully, so she think amongst those two persons that is gonna be either of them that would be leaving, today. And then Biggie asked her something because she said something about strong characters or whatever, people who has a strong character in the house. And Biggie asked her, what is your definition of a strong housemate? And then she said, someone who is actually engaging with everybody, you have your allies, blah, 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 blah. Biggie asked her, okay, if you remain in the game, what would you do differently? She said she would actually tend to get people she can be, get her own allies, like have people she would be talking to, because she does not have anybody, aside of herself in this house, whom she could say, oh, these are my team, that she would try to, get to let people know her at least a bit in the house. So for Taki is just there, just, normal, expecting what tonight is going to bring. For him, the two housemates he thinks would be going, fortunately, he mentioned Liema and Papa Ghost. He actually did mention the housemate that is kind of, for his reason for Liema is quite understandable, because if you look at Liema's gameplay, it is actually giving headache. She is just so lucky that she has got people who love her naturally. So he said he do not know how viewers are seeing Liema, but he thinks Liema actually has a good personality. She actually has good things that she could showcase, but Liema is hidden under the Jared sheep. So that's why he thinks that Liema has not been her authentic self in the house. So hence he thinks Liema is gonna be leaving, because she has not really shown herself just behind the yacht, the sheep, whatever that is, or should we call it Kenu with Jared. And then for Papa Ghost, he said Papa Ghost has been up back to back, and he's thinking that being this up like this, then who know how much people are willing to save him. That was his reason for actually mentioning Papa Ghost. And then and Biggie also asked him, if you remain in the game, what would you do different? He said that is the thing, that he has been thinking about this so much. Of course, we all know all 3 years tonight, that was the conversation he was having with Sinaye. So he said, he actually said the same thing he has been discussing. He said, if since Neil left, the ladies have been coming towards him, like trying to, have a thing with him. So what he's trying to do is to be more flirtatious, with the ladies, so just to up his social game. That is his plan. And then he said the people he's going to miss is Sinaye, Pale, and Mark Jr., because that's the connection he has built in the house is one thing that he really do love. And guys, here is the queen of diary session, Yolanda. Her diary session was kind of touchy though. So she started off with that is a 50-50 thingy for her, that she has this mixed feeling. She do not even know what this evening has got installed for her, And then Biggie asked her, whom does she think will be leaving tonight? And then she said Pale. She said because Pale barely did do too much in the house, that she barely do anything, that she goes to the kitchen to cook, but when someone else goes, she would say the person is being wasted, the person is wasting, blah, blah, blah. All those her comments that she always make, you understand? That also she think Pale recruits people to actually, not like people. She herself and Mitch has the same perception about Pale. Even Mitch said it's Pale, that Pale will go, that people he mentioned that would go. I mean Mitch, that they always go, So now Yolanda said she thinks it's Pale that will be leaving. That in fact, if she leaves before Pale, that she's gonna roll on the floor and definitely cry her ass out. Wahala be like bicycle for this girl. And anyway, she said something. She said that most of the housemates really do not like her, but she really do like most of them, and have even been learning a lot from them, And also she said they think she's gonna be selling out her vitiligo story just to use it to, stay in the house. But they are so surprised that she does not sell it out. When she was talking about Pale calling her a cow, blah, blah, blah. And then in return, Pale started telling all of the whole house that she is the one, who actually told her what is even Pale said. She said that Pale said she body shamed her, why it was Pale that started it first, So she was like that they were so surprised that she's so confident in herself. She did not even sell out the story of vitiligo. And guys, truly, other people would have sold out that story. They would have said, oh, when I got this vitiligo, people rejected me, blah 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 blah. Though she told me in the diary room that it wasn't an easy growing up, though, you understand. But she does not need to sell that out just to sell herself. No, that she needs to do what she needs to do in the house, and be herself. And then she said she's going to miss the parties and all of these tasks. That while the housemates focused on, if they are going to win their wager or not, her focus mainly is to learn one or two from all of those tasks that they do, that Biggie, give them, that she do learn a whole lot. And even the housemate, that she has learned a lot, that she has learned about not to be too selfish. That previously she's kind of selfish because all her life she has lived alone, she enjoyed her groceries alone and all of that. The first week it was not easy. They say she's always eating before others. But she said most especially this week, she has been so considerate and putting others too, into consideration. So that was the big lesson she has actually learned in Biggie's house. She also said in as much as the housemaid do not really like her, that her herself, she takes them as her niece, nephew, cousin, that she has learned one or two things, respect and all of that from them. Then Biggie told her something that actually got her emotional. Biggie said, if they don't know your value, they can never tell your worth. While Biggie told her that, she got so emotional and then she almost got teary. I was thinking she wanted to cry in the diary room. I was like, oh, she did not cry, but she actually told Biggie yes. She could not even know what to say. She was like, she wanted to say Biggie. Okay, she said, Biggie, I wish I can give you a hug right now. I wish I can really hug you right now, but thank you, Biggie. Thank you, Biggie. So while she left, she went straight upstairs, and went there to cry her eyes out. It was kind of emotional for me. I felt for her because I understand, being all over the place. Sometimes people behave a certain way because of what they have gone through in life. Maybe this girl has been shushed up a whole lot of times because of her person and everything, but she has the opportunity now. She has confidence in herself, hence she have every reason to be loud. Background really do matter. How people grow up. I keep saying this thing. It really does matter. So that was how Yolanda went to her bed, cried her eyes out, guys. Yeah. So before they called Yolanda, she can talk for Africa. She's quite an interesting personality. I think she's a top 5 material. She's a top 5 material, if not even a winning material though. Well, before they called her in the diary room, she was having a conversation with Liema. She was telling Liema the people she likes. She said she doesn't like Jared, that she thinks Jared is fake. She said she doesn't, in Mpumi, that she doesn't really understand Mpumi's personality. She also said she likes Els, but just that Els does not really believe in herself and that Els does not know how beautiful she is. That if Els comes to come out to know how beautiful she is, then she would realize that she's actually a cute girl. And then she said she likes Liema, that she thinks Liema is real. That in as much as she doesn't know, but except Liema is lying, but she thinks Liema is a honest person. And then she said she likes Lerato too. That Lerato is so honest, that she really do like Lerato. So she was listing. It happens that both Jarido did not make her list of likeness. Even Sinai, she said Sinai is a bit emotional, blah 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 blah. Even Jared was having conversation with this girl else at the other far end of the garden. Liema was sitting at the other part of the garden. These two were having conversation. She's trying to give this girl, how will I put it? Give this girl like, don't back out on this ship thing. We pin with full ground. So she's trying to tell her, she's trying to make her feel among the wife, feel comfortable as the third wife. As she's the third wife does not mean that. Guys, don't mind me. It's not like he was telling her that you are the third wife. No. In summary though, he is just giving her sense of belonging. After they had the convo, they stood up to leave, and then he was like, come, let me peck you. And she was like, no, don't worry. And later he went to Liema and started telling Liema, I went to clear the air with S. I'm like, hey, Mr. Air Clearer, I hope you clear the air very well. Anyways, guys, let me drop my voice here because it's almost time for eviction. I would see you guys immediately after the eviction. Let's see what Biggie's production have for us. Bye for now, babies.